All right. So question number 1b. Question number 1b, right? So someone should please give us the question. Is it on? I'm just saying. Okay, so what's the equation like? The first equation, what was it like? Is it 3z? Three what? Are you sure it's 3z? There's no x value, there's no y value. Okay, yes, you're correct. Yeah, fire down. This one is minus 8 too. 8 minus 5y. Okay. Alright, 3 what? Minus 2y, right? So the next equation. Is equals to what? 3y minus 1, right? And the last one? Two z minus 5y. Alright, so this is question number 1b. This is the I. So read the equation before the equation. What do they say we should do? Okay, using terminal, that's Cramer's rule, right? Alright, so solution. So the first thing we need to do is what? So the first thing we need to do is not the center. Is it at the center? Is it at the center? Is this part of this is showing? It's showing. That edge is showing. And no one, when I want to edit it, I'll tilt it back. But the full body is showing now, and it's okay. So if it's bending like this, don't worry, I'll edit all those things out. I'll balance it off. So they say we should use the determinant method, right? So now we use Cramer's rule, right? So let's first of all rearrange our equation, because like this now is scattered. We will rearrange them in a way that we will have x, y, and z, right? So now if we rearrange this now, this is already x minus 2y, right? So it will be like this. X what? Minus what? 2y. That's this one. We'll now take this 3z to this other side. It will now be what? Minus 3z, right? Minus what? 3z is equals to what? The last one that is here, minus 1. Can you see it? Look up. Minus 1, right? Because we did not move this one, we still at that part, so it will be what? Minus what? 1. Now, the next equation, we also have minus 2x, 3y, and this. But I would prefer let all the x be what? Positive. So let's move these 2 now to this other side. Then move this 1 to this other side. So let's do that. If we move minus 2x to this other side, to be what? Plus 2x, right? So it will now be 2x, right? If we move z to this other side, to be what? Minus z. Okay, no, let's use y first. Okay, y is already there on this other side. So let's add it. Plus 3y. So now it will be now what? Z moving to this other side will be what? Minus z. Then we'll move this minus 1 to this other side. It will now be what? Plus 1. Plus what? 1. So we are done with the second equation. The third one, x is already positive, so we can write it there, 3x. Where's y? minus 5y, we'll move it to where x is, so it will now be what? Plus 5y. Z is already with x, so you're not moving it, so it will be what? 2z, right? Equals to what? 8. All right. So this is the very first step. Rearrange your equation like this. That's the first step. Step number 1. Rearrange the what? Equation. Now, they say you should use determinant method, right? That's the Cramer's rule. Now, for that, we will now form the determinant. This is the symbol we use for determinant. This symbol, this triangle. So the determinant will be equals to. Now, we'll arrange these x values. Since there are 3 equations, we'll have what? 3 columns and 3 rows. Okay, we have 3 rows, right? Row 1, row 2, and row 3. And 3 columns, x, y, and z. Now, this will be for x, this will be for y, and this will be for what? Z. Right? So this will now be all the x values. Now we'll put them, the coefficient of the x values, we'll arrange them here. The coefficient of the y values, we'll arrange them under the y. And the coefficient of the z values, we'll arrange them under the z. Do you know what the coefficient is? So the number before the variable. Now, the number before x is here is 1, right? So write it 1. The number before x here, the coefficient is 2. We'll write it 2. And this one is what? 3. We'll write it here 3. Now we'll move over to the next line. That is y. The coefficient is minus 2. The next one plus 3. And the final one plus what? 5. We'll write it down. Next up, we move to the z row, column. So it will now be what? Minus z, which is the coefficient of this first one. Minus 3, sorry. Which is the coefficient of the first one. Second one is minus 1. Minus 1. And the final one plus what? 2. So now, we have what for x, y, and z. And we know that they are equal to this constant, which is what? Let us put it like this. This is our constant. Minus 1, 1, and what? 8. I see the way we are arranging it. So now we'll now use Cramer's rule to solve, to find our determinant. You're done with this, right? All right, so using Cramer's rule to find our determinant, we will now have that. Now watch closely. See how we are going to find the determinant. Now, we'll cover this place and this place. Let me just draw a small line showing you this. We'll cover here and here. Are you seeing it? When we cover these two, we'll take this first value 1, we'll bring it out, we'll now put this like this, other values. So it will be something like this. Now, note, this will be positive, this will be negative, this will be what? Positive. Watch, oh. So our determinant, simplifying it, we will now have that 1, which is this, times this, 2, let's write it 3 minus 1, 5 and 2. 3 what? Minus 1, 5 and what? And what? 2. We take this one first. Now, we will now clean this thing. We are done with this first one. We'll now cover this side now. We are going to the second one now. We'll cover this side and cover here. Are you seeing it? We'll close here and close here. We'll bring out this -2 to this other side. Remember, I told you that this first one will be what? Positive. The sign before it here will be positive. The next one will be what? Negative. And the last one will be what? Positive. The sign before it. Are you seeing it? So now, if we are bringing out -2, so -2, right? So that minus times this minus will be what? It will now be plus what? 2. Now we'll take out this and this and this and this. So we'll take out 2. Since we are covering this side and this side, we'll see only these values, right? We'll see 2. We'll see what? -1. We'll see what? 3. And we'll see what? 2. Next, we'll clean off this part. This is the Cramer's rule. You now cover this other part. And this part. We'll now be left with 1, 2, 3, and 4. We take out this value. Now, if you take out this value, -3. So minus times plus. We'll now take the values 2, 3, 5, and 2, 3, 3, and 5, right? So give me the values 2, 3, 3, and what? 5. All right. Next up, we are done with everything, right? We will now expand. We will now what? Expand. Now, watch. You've what? Simplified it from a 3 by 3 matrix to a what? 2 by 2 matrix to make your work what? Easier. Now, the rule for this is now for a 2 by 2 matrix is that you do this times this and this times this, then you what? Subtract the both of them. This point, let's say this is point 1, this is point 2, this is point 3, and this is point 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1 times 4, that's 3 times 2. Are you seeing it? Then we'll now do 2 times 3, that is this -1 times 5. Are you seeing it? Then we'll subtract the both of them. So you have like 1 times 4 in a bracket minus what? 2 times what? 3. Where 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you seeing the values? Then we'll now multiply it by this value that is here, which is 1. Did you get what I just did here? All right. So we'll do the same thing for this. We'll do the same thing for what? This. Then when we have simplified it like this, we'll now have one very long expression. Then we'll now get our final answer for the what? Determinant. Okay, let's go. All right. So please, is everybody on the same page for this explanation? Everybody's on the same page, right? You're not on the same page. I'll be fast, so pay attention. Where is the person? Watch. Let me just hold it. I said, now let's take this as 1. Let's take this as 2. Let's take this as 3 and as 4. So we now have 1, 2, 3, and what? 4. Or should I use A, B, C, D? So now, 1 will multiply 4. 2 will multiply what? 3. Are you seeing? So there will be a value for this. There will be a value for this. Now, remember, we have another value outside. So now, it will not be like this. 1 into 1 times 4. You cover the bracket. That's 1. Minus 2 times 3. You know the 2 is this one. That's 3 times 2 minus 1 times what? 5. Are you seeing it? So we'll now multiply it by this one outside to get our what? Answer. So we apply this logic to this for this 2 by 2 matrix, this other one, this other one. Then we'll now get something like different answers. We'll simplify and get our what? Final what? Answer. Let's go. All right, let's be fast about it. So we have our determinant to be what? Equals to what? 1 into what? 3 times 2 minus 1 times minus 1 times 5 is what? Minus 5 times minus plus 2 times 2 minus 1 times 3 minus 1 times 3 minus 3, right? Minus 3 minus minus 3 times minus, that's plus 3. All right, so we have minus 3 here. 2 times 5, 10. 3 times 3, 9. So it will be 10 minus what? 9. I see it. Do you understand now? All right, let's proceed. So our determinant will now be equals to what? 6 plus 5, 11. 11 times 1. Now we'll add this sign plus 4 plus 3, 7. 7 times 2, 14. Now we have 10 minus 9, 1. 1 times minus 3, minus 3. 1 times minus 3, minus 3. Minus what? 3. So I have our final answer to be what? 11 plus 14, 25, right? 25 minus 3, 22. All right. So we've gotten our determinant as what? 20 what? 2. Now, in Cramer's rule, there's something that we do. When we get this determinant, we'll now get our values for the change in x, the determinant for x, for y, and for what? Z. Now, to do this, we need to form different matrices for x, for y, and for z. To form the matrices for x, y, and z, you see this constant column? I see it. For x, we take these values in the constant and substitute it into this general matrix. We substitute it on the x column. When we substitute on the x column, we will repeat this entire process again. I see it. To get for x, we will now take this value again and substitute it into y. When we substitute it into y, we'll solve again. We'll get our change in y, or the determinant for y, not changing, the determinant for y. We'll take this same values, this constant, they call them constant, put in for z, and we'll get for what? Determinant for z. So let's do that. Let's do that. Are you done writing here? You're done? All right. Okay? Okay, let me recap. I'll recap. So what I was saying is that we have gotten the determinant, right? Now we need this value, determinant for x, determinant for y, determinant for z. So I will get, to get this determinant for x, remember from this rearranging our equation in matrix format, we got the values for x, y, and z. Then we now got the constant row. So we'll take this constant column and substitute it in the value inside this value for x. We'll remove this complete line and put this value there. I see it. Then we'll now repeat the same solving to find the value for determinant of x. Now, for y, we'll take the same constant substitute it in this column for y, we solve for the matrix and get the determinant for y. Are you seeing it? Now, similarly, for z, you take the what? Constants here, you substitute it in this column for z, you solve for the matrix and get what? Z. Then we'll now do the final process. All right. So now, let's write this one, the new matrix for x. It will now be what? Is minus 1. For x, we'll substitute. It will now be minus 1, 1, and 8, right? For this column. Are you seeing it? So x now, for x, it will now be what? Minus 1, 1, and what? 8. Now we'll repeat these other lines, these other columns. So we have for y, what do we have for y? Minus 2, 3, and what? 5. And for z, what do we have? Minus 3, minus 1, and what? 2. All right. So we'll now go and solve. So the first one, we have what? Minus 1, right? Now, remember what I said. For this first one, you close here and close here. So you cover here and cover what? Here. Please look up. For those just coming, you cover here and cover here. You'll be left with what? 3 minus 1, 5, and what? 2. So let's write it there. We have what? 3 what? We have and what? All right. So we are done with that first one. And I said something that this is what? Positive. This is what? Negative. And this is what? Positive. So now, moving on to this negative, we have what? This second part now. The second row for y, which will close here. We'll close here and close this what? Other side. Are you seeing it? So if we close here and here, we'll see only 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's 1 minus 1, 8, and what? 2. So now we'll take this minus 2, which will now be outside. Minus 2 times minus plus what? 2, right? Now, call the values you're seeing. 1 minus 1, all right. Here, what do we have? 8 and what? 2. Are you following? Is everybody following? All right, let's proceed. So next up, we'll clean this side. We'll cover here and what? Cover this other what? Side. Now, you call the values we have for here and here. 1, 3, 8, and 5. But take note, we'll take this minus 3 first and go and put it there. Now, minus 3 times plus. Okay, no. Yes. Okay, yeah, this is bracket. This plus is supposed to be here. So, minus 3 times plus, minus 3, right? So now, call the values you're seeing there. 1, 3, 8, 5, right? 1, 3, 8, and 5. Let me show you now. If you cover here and cover here, we'll have just 1, 3, 8, and 5, right? So let's fire down. So now we'll have what? Minus 1. 3 times 2, 6. Minus 1 times 5. Okay, yes. Minus 1 times 5, minus 5. You know we are subtracting the both of them. So it will not be minus 5. It will not be 6 minus 5. Do you get what I said? Let me write it down here. 5 times minus 1, minus 5, right? 3 times 2, 6, right? And you know you are subtracting the both of them. So this is how it's going to look like. 6 minus 5. So it will not be what? Plus 5. Let's proceed. So next up, we have plus 2 here, right? 1 times 2, minus 1 times 8, minus 8, right? So 2 minus 8 is what? Plus 8, right? Now, we have minus 3 here. 1 times 5, 5. 8 times 3 is what? 24. So 5 minus 24, that's what we have here, right? All right, you can be punching. 6 plus 5 is what? 11 times minus 1 is what? Minus what? 11. 2 plus 8, 10. 10 times 2 plus 20, right? Plus what? 20. Now, for this, 5 minus 24 minus 19, right? Minus 19 times minus 3 will be what? Plus 57, right? No, no, it cannot be 27 now. It cannot be 27. 19 times 3. It's very easy now. Minus 19 times minus 3. Minus times minus will be what? Plus, right? Okay. 10 times 3 is what? 10 times 3 is what? You don't need calculator, just use your head. 30. 9 times 3 is what? You don't know the multiplication timetable for 9? 27. 30 plus 27 is what? 57. So you don't need, it's not everything you need calculator for. Just use your brain. You're an engineer, right? Or an engineer to be. This will even be faster than punching. So we have what? Plus what? 57. Alright, so punch and get our final value. 20 plus 57, that's 77, right? Minus 11, that's 66, right? So we have gotten our value. So let's just be writing it. This is what? We got 22 here. This one, we got what? 66, right? Alright. So next up, we'll look for change in y. I say change in y. Determinants for y. So let's go. Yes. Okay, I'm not done writing it. Wait, let me write it back. Alright, write down, write. Let me give you some time to write. We'll now have that. We'll take out this one, cover here and here. We'll take out one, cover here and cover here, right? So call the values for here and here. Let's take out one. We have one here. So what's the value? 3158, right? Next up, we'll take minus 2. Remember, we're going to multiply it by this minus, right? It's not equal what? Plus 2. Okay, we'll now cover the center column. And we'll have 2, we'll cover out here and the center column. So what do we have? What for me? 2 and what? And the last one, what do we have? Now we'll cover here and here, right? So we'll take out minus 1. Minus 1 times plus will be what? Alright, what do we have there? 2335. Alright, let's proceed. So 1 is going to be here, right? 3 times 8. 24, right? 5 times 1, 5. There is a minus sign here, right here, right? So it's not the what? Minus what? 5. So we'll bring down plus 2. 2 times 8, 16. 3 times 1, 3. There's a minus sign here, right? So it's what? Minus 3. Alright, 2 times 5. We'll bring down our minus 1 first. So we'll have 10. Now 3 times 3, 9. There's a minus sign right here, right? Alright, let's proceed. 24 minus 5 times 1. 19 times 1 is what? 19. Alright. 16 minus 3 minus 2. 10 minus 9. 9 minus 1. 19 plus 26 minus 1. You have mathematicians in the house. Very active. You will now have then determinant for Z be what? 44. So now, we tell us to find what X, Y, and Z variables, like the variables using what? Determinant method. So what I'm looking for is X, Y, and Z. Normally, there's a point you get to in what they call partial fraction, where you have A, B, and C like this. Yes. So you can use this Cramer's rule. That's what I was saying yesterday, that we're going to use this method. But because of how lengthy it will have been, and actually a simpler method where you just make everything in form of A, then what? Substitute. I see it. So now, we are done with this. We'll now divide it by this order here and get for X, Y, and Z, and we are done. So let's do that here. Let's do that. So we'll go to complex numbers. So X is equal to what? Determinant of X over the original determinant is what? 66 over what? 21. I see it. Which is equal to what? 3. So X is equal to 3. Y is equal to what? What's the value for Y there? Minus what? So this is 22, right? So minus 22 times minus 22 divided by 22 be what? So Y equals to minus 1 and Z what are value for Z? So Z is equal to what? And that's our element 1. We are done. That's it. Yes. So, yeah? I should come again. Why not go anywhere now? Let me come again. Okay. We found the determinant for X. We found the original determinant, right? So when we get the original determinant, to get the determinant for X, we substitute that row of X into it. We do the same process. We now get your value to divide it for X. Same thing for Y. You get this one. Your result is already known. This one is constant. 22. That was the first matrix we solved. From 3 by 3, we broke it down to what? 2 by 2 matrix and got our solution. Then for this Y, this determinant for Y, you substitute in this constant in Y, you solve the determinant, then you proceed to the solution. Same thing for Z. When you are done with all of them, you put it like this, divide each of them by the original determinant and get the value for X, Y, and Z. So that's all. So moving on to the complex number question. Question number 2A. We solve 2A, we solve 2B. 2A is not long, it's very short. Very, very short. 2B safe. 2B is not long. I can see you, right? Yes. So, number 2A. Number 2A, sharp. People do something like there. Something like this, right? Check. Show that. Show that. Right? This is what they say in the question. Yes. Like this. So, to find 4 roots of what?
I go to roots of X, Z, this power 4 plus 1.
Z raised to the power 4 plus 4 equals to 0. That is 6 same thing as this now. 6 same thing as Z raised to the power 4. Take this on the other side, now equals 4, right? Equals to what? 0, right? Okay, what is it to find? Any 4 roots of the equation, right? Alright, thank you. So first off, look up, everybody. Are you not writing? Okay, look up. Solution. This question is very simple, so you should not waste time on it. They say you find the roots, right, of the equation. Normally, if we're given a quadratic equation, let's say x squared, like the one we solved yesterday, x squared plus 5x plus 6, right? Our root was x equals to minus 2 and x equals to minus 3. We solve this equation. You know our factors were x plus 2 in bracket and x plus 3. Do you remember from yesterday's class? So if you put this one equal to 0 and you carry 2 to the last side, it's not x minus 2, right? And x minus 3. So now they give us this equation like this. That means they say we should find roots. And they say that this one is a root, right? This is also a root. Now for us to know if it's a root, we are supposed to make sure that z raised to the power 4 should be equal to minus 4. For it to be a root of the equation, if you put any value as z raised to the power 4, it should be like minus 4. So when you minus it, it's going to get 0. Anything you put here that will not lead to 0 is not a root. Do you get? Any value you put in this unknown z and you now solve, you don't get 0, it's not a root. So now we need to prove that this value here, this complex number here, that if you put it raised to the power of 4, it's going to give us like something like minus 4. But what we need here, if you look at it now, it's also that it's minus 4 plus 4 will give you 0. So we need to make sure that this thing will be minus 4. Without solving already looking at the equation, you're supposed to know. But let's just assume you don't know. So we'll try it. Now this z is raised to the power just 1, right? So we'll raise this z until it gets to the power 4. Then we'll substitute and see if it will give us 0. Are you seeing this step? So let's raise this z up. Let's raise it up. You don't understand it? Okay, let me slow down. Now, we are given an equation, a quadratic equation, or a polynomial equation. This is a polynomial equation because it's more than 2. So we are given an equation, and they say we should confirm 4 roots from it, 4 different roots. And for you to know that this is the root of any equation, like the root of any equation means the value you get as the root. If you input it inside the equation, the total equation should be equal to what? 0. Are you understanding? Now, this thing now, if you put 2 minus 2 inside here now, and you solve, to give you 0. Let's try it. Now, it's now minus what? 2 squared, right? I see it. Plus what? 5 into what? Minus 2, right? Plus what? 6, right? So now, minus 2 squared is what? 4, right? 4 plus 5 minus 2 is what? Minus 10. Minus 10, right? Let's put in the bracket. Then plus 6. So we now have what? 4 plus 5 minus what? Minus, right? So that means 4 minus 10 plus 6, which is equal to what? 0. Therefore, minus 2 is a root. Do you get the concept of root? Yes. If we put minus 3 again inside this equation, we still get 0. I see it. Yes. That means these two are the roots of this equation. Do you get? That's what they mean by root. Rather they ask you to find the root of an equation. Means any value you put inside must give you 0. So if I just look at this thing now, z raised to the power 4 plus 4 equals to 0. Without even solving, I will say which number will I put in here to get 0? It's minus 4 now. So anything I'm solving, I should make sure I'm going to get minus 4. Now the next one is that z on its own, without any power, is equal to what? 1 plus I. And what we did is to find z raised to the power 4. What does z? So this z now, to get z raised to the power 4, we first of all put z squared. I see it. That's z times z. When we are done, we now put it again, raise another power again. So it's now z raised to the power 4. So if you are raising this one up, if you are raising this power up, you are also raising this one. This one will still be raised to the power 4. You want to make this one raised to the power 4. I see. We still raise this one to the power 4. I see. Then we will confirm that if this answer we get, any answer we get from this answer, if we put it here and we get 0, that means these two they are roots. But if we don't get 0, that means they are not roots. And they say we should find the roots of the equation. They now give us this, so we should confirm it whether it's true or not. So let's go. You get the concept, right? Let's fire that. Let's fire that. So this is complex number for you. It's complex, right? Are you not writing all these things? Don't need it now. It's not needed. Just go to this point and fire down. Alright, I'm cleaning here without this space. No time again for this. Now we'll finish this one, finish the B. Within 15 minutes we are done. Then we'll now go to physics. We'll just touch one or two questions on dimension analysis, we touch on project on power, energy, just go function. Anyway we stop in 1:30. I say 1:30. 12:30. What's the time? So 30 minutes more, right? We are done. We are done with our. You are moving back before, right? So let's go. So this is the concept we are looking for, right? So since Z is equal to what? 1i. So we are checking whether it's a root. So now let's square this Z. So Z squared is equal to what? 1 plus what? I squared. So let's get 1 plus I squared. 1 plus I squared is the same thing as what? 1 plus I times what? 1 plus what? I. Follow with me, don't write, just follow me. 1 times 1 is what? 1. 1 times I is what? Plus I, right? I times 1 is what? Plus I. Right? Thank you. I times I is what? Plus I squared. And I told you something yesterday. That the square root of minus 1 is equal to what? I, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to take I square, right? That means we square this one too. We want to square the both sides. Here we'll cancel here. We'll be left with what? I square equal to what? Minus what? 1. So let's substitute this as minus 1. I see it. Complex number, take note. So if we put here as minus 1, right? So we now have that what? 1 plus I will give us plus 2i, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus times plus minus, right? Minus 1. So now 1 minus 1 will be what? 0, right? So we let it what? 2 what? I. So we can say that. Very good. So we can say that Z squared is equal to what? 2 what? I. You get, we did Z squared. We squared here, and we now simplify. We now go that this right hand part of the equation after simplification is what? 2i. But now we need Z raised to the power 4, not just Z squared, right? So we'll go again. So now we Z squared. We square it again. This side 2i. What? Square it again. I see. Anything to the left hand side, to the what? Right hand side. So 2 times 2 will be what? 4.
That's 4.
You know this why is 4 from the power index in what we call indices. Yes. Power law. Power of the power law. When two powers are like this, you multiply them. So then Z is power 4. Then this 2 square will be what?
4.
Times I square will be what?
4
I what? Square. So it's not what? 4 what? Times what? Minus 1, right? Because I is equal to minus 1. Let me write it here. I is equal to what? Minus what? 1. So 4 times minus 1 will give us what? Minus what? 4. So we have that Z raised to the power 4 is now equal to what? Minus what? 4. So now, if you put this z raised to the power 4 as minus 4 into this equation, we now have that what? Z raised to the power minus 4 equal to 0. So to teach you, we have what? Minus 4 minus
Plus 4.
plus 4, right? This is plus, sorry. This is plus. Minus 4 plus 4, right? Which is equal to what? 0. I see that is a root. So that means you can say that I plus 1 plus I is a what? Root. Do you get it? So this is what? Confirmed. Confirmed. So let's fire that. So we have confirmed one root of the equation. So let's check this one too. The second one. 1 minus I. Are you done writing?
No.
Yeah, right. Good time. You have just 2 minutes to fire that. Right down. What do you grab the concept?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Jog, you've changed to dwarf aluminiums. Which part? Also a root, right? So now we have Z equal to chief. You continue later. We are almost done. Don't worry. 12:30 will be done. Just wait for him. Thank you very much. Focus so you will not get the point. We are almost done. How many minutes more? 20 minutes, right? We are almost done. So let's go. 1 minus I, right? So now we need to get what they call, we need to get Z raised to the power 4. So when we substitute, we check if it's a root, right? But they say we should show if it's a root. So now what do we do? If we are squaring this side, anything to the left hand side, to the what? So let's go. So now let's expand this. This will now be what? I minus 1 minus I times what? 1 minus what? I. Which will give us what? 1 times 1. 1 times minus I. Minus I times 1. Are you getting it? 1 times 1, 1. 1 times minus I, minus I. Minus I times 1, minus I. Minus I times minus I equals plus I squared. Are you seeing it? So now let's fire down. We now have that what? 1 minus I was minus 2I, right? And we know that I squared is the same thing as what? Minus 1. So minus 1 times this plus what? Minus what? 1. 1 minus 1 was 0. So we left it what? Minus 2I, right? And this is for the what? Right hand side, right? So z squared is equal to what? Minus what? 2 what? I. But we are not done because we are looking for what? Z raised to the power what? 4. I see it. So next up, we'll do what? We'll add another square again. What we do to the left hand side, we do to the what? Right hand what? Side. Alright, if you are here with me, let's proceed. I can feel this part.
Minus 2I minus 2I.
Minus 2I.
Thank you. Alright, let's go. So we now have what? Z raised to the power 4 now will not be what? This will not be what? Minus 2I times what? Minus 2 what? I. Right? Minus 2 times minus 2 be what? Plus 4, right? Minus I times minus I be what? I what? Square. Now, I square is what? Minus 1, right? So we have that 4 times I square was 4 times minus 1, right? Which equals to what? Minus 4. So now let's put minus 4 as what? Z equals to Z raised to the power 4 into that equation again and confirm. I see it. So now that equation says that Z raised to the power 4 plus what? 4 equals to what? 0. Substituting will now have what? Minus 4 plus 4 equals to what? 0. So our root is what? Is what? Is what? Alright. So read the question. How many roots did they say we should find? 4, right? And we have gotten only 2. Okay. Now, what's the problem? Yeah? We've gotten only 2. So now, for those 2, let's write them here. Z equals to what? 1 plus I. Z equals to what? 1 minus what? I. So now, you know normally, this minus I is what? Is a root. Yeah. And for instance now, let me not take it that way, let me not confuse. We are looking at it from 2 different planes, right? From 2 different planes. So if we are having 1 plus I, you can still say Z is equal to what? I plus 1, right? And we can say this one will be what? Z is equal to what? Minus I what? Plus what? 1. Right? We just rearrange them. I see them. Okay. So now, we are arranging them. That means we are looking at it from the other side. We are now having something like this. I is equal to square root of 1, right? Yes. Square root of minus 1. And this is what? Plus what? 1. And this other one will be what? Minus square root of what? Minus 1, right? Plus 1. It's the same thing, right? The same thing, right? I is on its own is square root of minus 1. Now, this is now, maybe the bracket that you get. That's what I represent now. It's complex number now. That's why it's complex. I see this. I on its own is what is square root of minus 1. That's why we say I square. We'll now square here. The square now will have this root sign. So it's now be left with minus 1. I see it. So I on its own is what square root of what? Minus 1. So now, imagine now, this now is the denominator. Let's say we have 1 over what? Z. And you know that this is a root. And we say from source that roots cannot be left in the denominator, right? We'll take their word conjugate, right? So now the conjugate of this one will be what? Root minus 1 minus what? 1. And the conjugate of this one will be what? This will be what? Minus what? It's 1 minus what? 1. So now let's convert this 2 back to what? Complex number. I see it. So now this one now will be what? Minus 1, root minus 1 will be what? I, right? I minus 1. And this one will be what? Minus I what? Minus 1. I see it. You're not seeing it? Look at this very well. It's complex number. That's they call it complex number for a reason. Just absorb it.
Just copy it. Write it down in smaller.
You can write this down. So now, we've gotten another root of. We've gotten two other possible roots. So let's test them and see if they are going to be roots. You get? Let's test them. Let's confirm them. Confirmation is a must. Okay. So now what? Follow me. Look up. Don't stop writing. I'll give you time to write. Stop writing. I'll give you time to write. What? Whereas Z is equal to what? I minus 1, right? Z is equal to I minus 1. Yes. I see this. So let's check whether this one is also a root. Because we need 4 roots, right? Okay. So now, if you try this, we now have what? I minus 1 all square, which will give us what? I minus 1 into what? I minus 1, 1. And with that, okay, let's go. I times I will be what? I times minus 1. Minus 1 times I. Minus 1 times minus 1. Plus 1, right? Okay. I square is what? Minus I is what? Plus what? Which will give us what? Minus 1 plus 1? 0. Minus 1 plus 1 is what? 0. So we left with what? Minus 2 what? I see it. Okay, let's go. So now we now have our new z squared to be what? Minus 2 what? right? But we need z raised to the power 4. I see it. So we'll now square it again. So if we square it again, we now have that what? Minus 2I times what? Minus what? 2 what? I see it. So minus 2 times minus 2 will be what? Plus 4, right? I times I will be what? I squared. So now, 4 times I squared, we know that I squared is equal to minus 1, so it's going to be 4 times what? Minus 1, right? Which equals what? Minus 4. So our z 4 equals to what? Minus 4, which is what? Confirmed. So we are getting the third root, right? Yes. Confirmed. kind of new questions that bring in 4 roots. 4 roots. Instead of give us 2, we say 4. Now, let's test for the last one. Okay, right. So I'll give you time to write. 10 minutes more. Let's fire that. 10 minutes more. Are you done writing this part? This part. Are you done with this part? Yes. Complex number is not complex. Just try, you understand it. So now, okay, stop writing. I'll give you time to write. Stop writing, please. Please stop writing, please. Watch, look up. Everybody depends up and look up. So let's go. We have that. We told us that. Okay, we have found out that another equation z equals to what? Minus I minus 1, right? Minus I minus what? 1. So let's confirm. Square is first. We square both sides. Anything to the left hand side, to the right hand side. So this will be equals to what? Minus I minus 1 into what? Minus I minus what? 1. Minus I times minus I will give us what? Plus I square, right? Yes. Alright. Minus I times minus 1 will give us what? Plus I, right? Minus 1 times minus I will give us what again? Plus I again, right? Now, minus 1 times minus 1 will give us what? Plus 1, right? Alright. So simplifying, we have that I square plus I is what? Plus 2I. Plus what? 1. And we know that I square is equal to what? Minus 1, right? So we now have what? Minus 1 plus 2I plus what? 1. Alright. Plus minus 1 minus 1 sorry. Minus 1 plus 1 is what? 0. So we left it what? Plus 2 what? I. The next one. Okay, so the exam you need to be very conscious of your space is very important. So manage your space, but use a very big handwriting. If you use small handwriting, your examiner will look at you want to spoil my eye at this school day. Just follow your script. So please use big handwriting. No matter the thing. You know, I can just answer like 3 and a half. Get your 86/100, right? You see pass and get your A. You have C, right? You get A, right? Alright, let's go. So now we have our new z squared equals to what? 2I, right? Equals 2I, 2I. So now let's square it again to get z raised to the power 4. Z squared all square 2I all what? Square. Z squared all square. From the power of power loss, 2 times 2 is what? 4. So z raised to the power what? 4 equals to what? Let's go. Simply what? 2I times what? 2 what? I, right? 2 times 2 is what? 4, right? I times I is what? I squared. Now, look at 4 times I simply means 4 times minus 1, right? So it's not the what? Minus what? 4. Which is what? Confirmed. So this is also what? What? And that is the end of today's class.